Hey, hi everyone, this is Karen, and it's kind of early this morning, so I'm a little asleep right now, but I wanted to record this before I sent it out. It's another one of the MAS swaps that I made, and it's the Halloween altered paintbrush. So, as always, I go a little overboard, but this is the paintbrush I made, and I started off with a paintbrush that I got from the dollar store, and it had black and white bristles, so that's why I got it. It's about 3.5 inches wide. Um, so the first thing I did with it, and it has a plastic handle, and when you alter, you should really use a wooden handle. So I painted it with some black gesso. It was already a black handle, and then I used some of the a sponge dauber, and a stencil, and I used like these things, these smooches, and a few colors, and I dabbed a little pattern on. Let me see if you can, it's very slight, and I don't know if you can, almost makes you wonder why I bothered doing it, because I covered it all up. Anyway, so I painted that, and then I got those, patina inks, I got, this, to paint the metal part. I used orange and purple and green, if you see right there. And I went all around the metal part that holds the bristles. And I just dabbed. I dabbed the color on. And then I took some alcohol inks. And, well, first, it had to have a haircut. Right? So I just got some scissors. I shortened it about, I don't know, ½ inch or so. And then I decided I don't want the bristles just sitting there. Why alter a paintbrush if you're not going to use the whole thing? So, I'm sorry, I have a cold. So, I cut a little cave out. Just gave it a haircut. You can see it's thin there. Put little dimensions in it, gave it little different lengths. And then I got the alcohol inks, and I colored it purple and green. Oh, and I also got some white gesso, because at first I was going to do a Finnebair type of technique. I was going to white gesso all this paintbrush and then a bunch of stuff up here. I changed my mind. But anyway, I did do white gesso. I let it dry, and then I did spray it. I don't know if you could see. You can't even really see it because I put this black lace on. Anyway, so you'll see some white, and I made it really oozy, and it's Halloween. It's not supposed to be pretty, right? Anyway, and then after that, it was decorating and stuff. Oh, look, isn't this fun? I made these octopus polymer clay. I made octopus tentacles. I only put in about 4 of them, just because I guess it'd be too much, So let me see if I can find. There they are. This is gold. See, so I just made just rolled out along tapering ends, cut it in half, made little balls, put them in there, stuck them in, and then there you are. And then I just went and put the balls on by pushing in with my little embosser thing. Just going wah, wah, wah. And then at that point, what you can do, and I didn't have the colors I wanted, you can get the, oh, what am I, ugh, I'm sorry, it's early. the coloring powders, you know what I'm talking about. Not the Tim Holtz one, although you could probably use the Tim Holtz ones too. And brush it with color. This one I ended up using those twinkle paints just because it didn't have enough color. Luminart. These are watercolors. Anyway, what's nice about these? What's nice about these is that they're all dry cake, right? So then you just get a little bottle of water. I always carry a bottle of water. I always have one around where I go, except for apparently right now. No, here it is. Bottle of water. You just spritz some water in there. You let it sit for, I don't know, a good 10 minutes or so. And then you got yourself some nice twinkly color. It's semi-transparent. So if you want solid color, it ain't gonna happen. But it does add some nice, as you can see, it adds some nice coloring. Yeah. Anyway, so I got the tentacles and I got them holding this. Well, I had to have a something to hang this paintbrush with. So I got 1, 2, 3, and then you can't even see the one I wrapped one around. I hope this is focused. Yeah, see, I wrapped one around the brush, but you can't even see it. Anyway, and then another big thing I did was I took, you know, one of those dollar store skeletons. Sometimes they come as a garland, or I only know them as coming as a garland anyway. So I took the twine off these little bad boys. Actually, this is the twine that used to hang them on like a noose. They're very straight, but it's a nice, cheap, flexible plastic that you can easily cut at the joints. So I cut these at the joints, and because I wanted to position it. I wanted this guy to look like he, I want him to sit here and say, hey, look, this is my gal. Like a real proud kind of position. Anyway, so I cut it here. I took my Dremel with a little tiny drill, drilled a hole on each end that I cut, and I put a wire, just a thin, I don't know, 20, 24 gauge, something like that, in here. Just snipped it so that I could position it the way I wanted, but I don't know, it might have been a little bit too much work just because I'm not doing an animation, so I'm only keeping it in one position. I might have just been able to cut it and glue it, since it's just gonna stick there. And then I glued it with the 3-in-1s, the 3-in-1, and some just basic contact dots, these guys. Because sometimes the contact dots stick things together better than anything on this project. For example, his foot wouldn't stay unless I put one of those on, and his leg wouldn't stay crossed. There's a little contact dot right under there. Anyway, and then I decided I want to give him a sugar skull. See? I want to give him a sugar skull, so I put white enamel on his face, and then I took my alcohol markers and drew a sugar skull on there. It's a little messy, but it's my first time, so they came out okay. Oh, and then after that, I Mod Podged it just to make sure that it had a nice little coating on it. So I positioned him with the glue dots and the 3-in-1 on the paintbrush. This is a Jolie sticker. This is a Jolie sticker. What else? This is And of course, these all are. I forgot what brand the cat is. Originally, I was going to put a little angler fish in them because I love those guys, but I didn't have time to make one with the polymer clay. So I just found a sticker, put the cat in, which probably makes more sense. I was going to do an underwater Halloween first, but then I just changed my mind. Jolie sticker. You get the idea. This is some fun bloody ribbon. What was that, Michael's? I think it was Michael's. Dollar store Halloween cheesecloth. Just a digital printout of an eyeball with the glossy accents on it. And let's see if I get the eyeball. Sorry, the glossy accents on it. What am I missing? Flowers. I just pulled them from my stash. I don't know where they came from. Black lace. Like I said, Jolie sticker. Yeah, I think I got everything. Oh, and I painted the inside of the cave with black gesso. One of the things I wanted to do was to kind of glue it together a bit to give it some solidness. Oh, and then I was heating the colors on there, and it overheated, and the bristles are polyester or something, so they just started curling up. See? Actually, that's kind of cool. I wish I did it with the whole thing. It's a nice effect for a Halloween brush. I think that's it. It's long enough. I do tend to overdo my my projects. I know they're not for everyone. Oh, and all I did here was I also had a digital download of a Halloween tag. So I just put that there to kind of cover up all that polymer clay nonsense where I had them all connect. Oh, one little hint. So the one that wraps around, you can't bake all the legs together. Okay, so I put these legs together. You just smush them together with the clay, and this one I originally wrapped it around and then smushed it not all the way connected, and then I pulled it off and I baked this one separately because you're not going to be able to put this on if you had all of them on. Then they won't go on the paintbrush. You need some opening there, because I had this one all. See how this one's all wrapped around? And yeah. Anyway, so make sure that you could put the polymer clay on the item after it's baked and hard. and then after that, I glued it. I glued this part back on. Again, 3-in-1 and glue dots. And then I covered it up too, so you wouldn't see all that messiness. This was kind of fun. Oh, this is just a digital tag. So, it had to have a tag, so I put on a tag. And then this is seam binding, and it came crinkled. I think on eBay. Anyway, so I just looped this twine. See how I closed the loop on the tentacle, so it made its own little hook, and then I just tied the twine on there, and then after you're done tying it, always put a dot of glue so that it won't unravel. All I need is for this to untie and fall on the floor, and who knows how it's going to end up after it does that. So I did two tentacles that looped around, and that's how I got the hanging item. And this is just, this is just one of those dollar store necklaces. I cut it up, and again, since when you ravel it like this, it always unravels over time. I just put a dot of glue every so often so that it won't unravel. So it'll stay all looped around like that. And that's it. Anyway, I think I have one more item. Yeah, one more item, as if I don't know, that I have to film before I send them off this morning. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.